beyond the left field wall here at Wrigley Field on the other side of Waveland Avenue. That is amazing. That crowd gathered out there and left. Mike Redmond to lead things off. And it's in there a strike.
They just want to be close to the game, Tom. They can't even see it. They just want to feel the action. And some of those guys want to feel a little bit more of it than others.
Troy O'Leary remains in the game. And Mike Redmond takes from Mark Pryor on the outside corner, strike 2.
And what you're seeing in this game right now with O'Leary going into left field, Redmond coming in to getting at bat, as you see Mike Lowell on the bench. Seeing both of these managers getting a couple guys into the ball game that may not see action if we saw a 5 or 6 game series with all tight games. Dave Veer's now up throwing. A couple guys that get a chance to get into these games where, you know, 5 years from now you're sitting around on your couch and you're saying, yeah, I played for the Cubs in 2003 when we had a great playoffs, but I didn't get in any games. That's unfortunate. You know, it's great to take the opportunity to get these guys in.
Not only that, there may come a time during this series that they're going to need a big hit from O'Leary or Redmond or whoever else. This is a great opportunity to get your bench guys an at-bat.
Saw Tejera getting loose down in the Marlin bullpen. We did not see him in the game last night. 3-2 the count on Redmond leading off the 8th inning.
Pryor definitely wanted this. This looked like a knee-high fastball. It was certainly down the middle. I don't know whether it was high enough.
That is now 112 pitches in this game for Mark Pryor. We gave you the note a little bit earlier that Pryor averages more starts or more pitches per start than any pitcher in the league. 113. The next pitch will be number 113.
I put Dave Veers in this game as soon as he's ready to go.
I'm not big on pitch counts. Once you get rolling, he's a strong kid. He's big, thick legs. It doesn't matter.
There's ball 4 away. While we have a moment, let's again send it back to Los Angeles and Jeannie Zalasko.
And hold on, because here come the Yankees. Tim Wakefield tossed 8 out of 9 balls. He's out. Enter Alan Embry. 1 hit for Sotomayor, the most 7 as he doubles in a run. But wait, there is more. Ducky Matsui gets a bat in his hand, and the sac fly would be good for another run. Yankees on the board, 5-2 bottom 7.
Here it's 12-2 Cubs in game 2 of this National League Championship Series. Breaking ball in there, a strike. Now, you said you're not a big pitch count guy, but let me ask you this. You are a guy like Pryor who could throw a ton of pitches in a start. There are some guys that can do it, a lot more that can't. But we gave the numbers in Pryor's last 3 starts coming into this game here tonight. 131, 133, 133. Well, now you're knocking on the door at 120. I mean, is there a point in time? And is there a point in time where, after so many pitches over a few number of starts, enough is enough? On the ground to Grzelcyk. Good play, but the ball dropped over at first by Simon, and the Marlins have 2 on with nobody out here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, there is a number where it gets to a high enough number where you have to have concern. I have a problem with managers when it gets to the 100 pitch count. They automatically get somebody up. You have to know your pitcher. It's late in the season. Potentially, through Dusty's eyes, this could be his last start. Can't assume anything.
And he's going to let him leave to a standing ovation at Wrigley Field.
You know, some interesting facts about Delaware, guys. It was the first state to ratify the Constitution. Thank you, forefathers. Man, am I glad we wrote that thing up. Each article, I mean, we'll cover all the articles, but North Carolina, Horse population of 220,000. A lot of hoofs, too, almost 1 million. A lot of hay. What is hay, exactly? Is it wheat? I dated a girl named Georgia. Had to break
For
it
when
off,
you
though.
need it most, our longest-lasting Energizer Max ever.
Yeah, after that, I told myself,
Do you have the bunny
I am
inside?
not dating girls named after states.
You want the job?
I want the job.
90K.
180.
100.
170.
110.
160.
120.
150.
120.
140.
120.
Bonus? No bonus.
Done.
Here in Boston, internet users are taking the Net Zero High-Speed Challenge. 2 computers connected to the internet through ordinary phone jacks. One using standard dial-up, the other Net Zero High-Speed dial-up.
Oh, the Net Zero is much faster than the standard dial-up. It's on page 18. It's only on page 4.
That's unbelievable.
You can surf the web up to 5 times faster for only $14.95 a month.
It's the way to go. $14.95.
That's quite amazing.
Net Zero High-Speed. Get it at netzero.com.
Monday, October 20th, a real American cowboy with a fake American fortune.
He's worth about $80 million.
Will take the women of Europe for a little ride.
I'm sure I'm gonna like this lifestyle.
Some say love is the international language. We think it's something else.
Money makes the world go round.
He's rich.
He's
very rich.
Money makes the go round.
The next joke millionaire.
Hello, money, baby.
Premieres Monday, October 20th on Fox.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Cubs lead here in the 8th inning, 12-2. The night is over for Mark Pryor through 116 pitches in the game. And now taking over on the mound, delivering strike 1 to Miguel Cabrera. Right-hander Dave Beers.
Yeah, we were talking about guys that could handle a lot of pitches and pitch counts in general. And
diving play by Ramirez from his knee, throws to first. It'll pull Simon off the bag, and the Marlins have the bases loaded.
It seems to me, Tom, I remember 3 postseasons ago, Game 5 of the Subway Series, Yankees and Mets, when a guy ran out there and pitched his heart out, only to have it ripped out by Louis Soho on about a 99 hop C&I ground ball to left field that scored a run to beat the Mets and finished that World Series after Al Leiter threw 142 pitches, about 2 too many, and it was too bad. I mean, I was crying for you on the sidelines. That was a gallant effort. 1 pitch short.
And I was grateful for Bobby Valentine leaving me in. And I'll tell you why. I started the inning by striking out O'Neill and Martinez, and the scenario just played out.
You didn't have anybody better. You were either going to win it or lose it yourself. And you know what? Sometimes, and you just said it, sometimes a pitcher, I think, will graciously take the loss to know that he was the one that did it. I'm going to win it. I'm going to lose it. I'm your guy.
That's the way I felt.
Both of you must have had the crystal ball back in your hotel rooms earlier today. Steve, you talked about Mark Pryor before the first pitch, that this was to be the biggest start of his life and to go out and prove what kind of big-time pitcher he is. That he did. Now, Leiter, you said if Brad Penny comes out there and falls behind a couple of runs like Josh Beckett did last night with a guy like Pryor on the mound, you could be done.
Playing out that way.
Now, I might not say anything nice about either one of you for the final, however many games this series goes. But for the record, you're on a roll.
For the life of me, Al, I can't remember what he said when the game started.
A whole lot of nothing. Bases loaded for the Marlins. And a double play chance here. They get 1. They get 2. A run scores to make it 12-3. an unearned run. Against Mark Pryor, there you see Kerry Wood. How good was he during that National League Division Series against the Chicago Cubs?
And we talked about how young all these starters are, Wood included. We know it's a young staff, but we walked through the Cubs locker room before the game. And Kerry Wood was playing some child's game in there. What was that game called? Toss across or stack four or
Connect four.
Connect four.
I like that game.
I haven't seen that game since my 5-year-old was playing it last week.
I saw Al playing it in the hotel earlier today.
Must be a secret tournament going on that I didn't know about. And Kerry's just freshening up.
Breaking ball in there, a strike.
And you know you have a young clubhouse when the players are stealing toys out of the wives' room to entertain themselves before games.
I'm not sure anyone has left this ballpark that was here when we got started. Knocking on the door at 40,000, and here the Cubs have a 12-3 lead in the 8th inning. Of course, they're trying to get a league championship series win for the first time since '89. And then low and away, ball forward to Jeff Conine. Time to take a look at our game summary. Presented by Nissan. Brad Penny really struggled in his 2+ innings. We talked about Mark Pryor. Alex Gonzalez, 4 home runs in his last 3 postseason games. And Kenny Lofton, the second Cub, with a 4-hit game in the postseason since the great Stan Hack. The Cubs' last visit to the World Series in 1945. Runners on the corners, and Mike Lowell getting his second at bat of the game. He lined out to the wall in left field his first time up after homering to win a game last night.
Dave Veer's getting a chance to get his work in. Not only get his work in, but he threw a 3-2 split to Conine. You say 3-2 split and a score like this, but that's a pitch he's going to need when it's a lot closer.
Well, this is that confidence-building inning for Dave Veers, just as you spoke of. Came in and got the double play ball, walked a guy. He has a chance to come back right here and get the job done.
Chased a fastball up and pops it up. Resnick's got it, and that's that in the 8th.
Introducing the new full-size 305 horsepower Nissan Pathfinder Armada. It's got room for 8 people and all their stuff. It's a full-size SUV for your full-size adventures.
This fall, Bristol-Myers Squibb, the cancer community, and I will come together for a very special campaign called the Tour of Hope. We want to raise awareness of clinical trials and let people know that cancer research is worth the ride. I've had this relationship with Bristol-Myers Squibb for years now, because if it wasn't for BMS drugs, I just would not be sitting here today. Together, we can speed the search for a cure.
Follow the Bristol-Myers Squibb Tour of Hope team and Lance Armstrong in this historic ride. Find out more by visiting our website.
When you work hard to make the best wireless network even better.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Everyone starts to notice. Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
Yeah, it'll be good to see everyone. But let's stay someplace cool this year. Mom and Dad need to live a little... modern. Call you right back.
Lots of photos and everything else you need to choose the hotel that's right for you.
Expedia.com. The League Championship Series on Fox brought to you by Nissan and your Nissan dealer. By Allstate, you're in good hands with Allstate. By MasterCard, there are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. And by Subway. Subway, eat fresh. What in the world happened there? I have never seen a pitch like that.
Was that a strike?
Slipped out of his hand.
You see the way he hooks that ball down around his ankle before he lets it go and then throws it into his own dugout.
I always wanted to do that.
On purpose.
Line one, Hopper and Lowell. One away. And even Dontrell getting a chuckle out of that. First pitch thrown by Michael Tejera. This week on the NFL, Fox NFL Sunday kicks everything off with America's #1 pregame show. Then the Buccaneers take on the Redskins or other regional action. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. The biggest stories are in the NFC and the NFC on Fox. Look at your old buddy Ozzie Guillen and Lenny Harris over there.
They're hiding from Tejera. Oh, and that's one of the great things that Ozzie does for this club. I mean, right now you're getting bounced around pretty good, but you need to be able to keep your sense of humor as a team. You're going to come out of here with a 1-1 split, which is what you were hoping for. You're getting bombed today, but you had a good run yesterday, and you got to be able to at least have fun with this and not get down. It's a long flight if everyone has their head between their legs, you know, with their tails between their legs going home.
Eric Karros pinch hitting for Randall Simon. A good night for Simon, and that one not quite as far as a Marlin dugout.
He's having really a tough time with that grip. That's the replay of the Ramirez pitch that he threw into the dugout.
Grounded to the right side and into right field, a base hit in the first at bat of this league championship series for Eric Karros. In fact, for Karros, that's his first league championship series at bat. His only other trips to the playoffs, 3 and out in back-to-back years as a Dodger. In 95 against the Reds and in 96 against Atlanta.
How about some production out of that first baseman spot in the lineup for the Chicago Cubs today?
Randall Simon had 3 hits, a couple of runs batted in, scored a run, and now Karros. And Ramon Martinez batting for the first time. Lines one to the track, 2 away.
Sure, when I saw Karros a day ago, he didn't have a goatee. Doesn't take him long. I think he shaved before this game started. It took him a while to get in it.
Now Baco. Swing and a miss. Baco has caught the entire night. And has had a good night at the plate. 2 hits, a walk. Knocked in a run, scored 3. Well, you guys were talking earlier about how Dusty Baker might utilize his bullpen and get some guys a little work in relief of Pryor. And Beers got the first crack at it. And Al, as you suspected, a good idea to get Guthrie warmed up in a game with a huge lead and let him feel good about the way things are headed.
It's a great move by Dusty. Let Guthrie get out there, throw his split. Got plenty of wiggle room, feeling the high fives coming off the field, assuming that the score stays the way it is.
Is that the kind of thing, you know, maybe you're sitting in the dugout and your manager at the other end of the dugout? I mean, obviously you're not trying to tell him how to do his job. but a case where maybe a player would even walk up and say, hey, you know, this is kind of, or no?
No. I've never had a relationship like that with a manager to suggest those things.
I did. I used to ask to play all the time. It just never worked. You think I could get in? It's 11-2 now. Oh, no, I don't think we're safe.
That was your old manager, Felipe Alou.
Yeah, and every other manager I had.
Swing and a miss. A good inning of work for Tejera. And Guthrie will indeed get that chance in the ninth, with the Cubs leading by 9.
Sting fan 1.
AOL lets you share what's important to you in words and video. Who are you talking to?
I don't know, but he loves Sting.
And send. Life needs love. Send it.
When you care about your car, you want to keep it protected. No one understands that like your State Farm agent.
We live where you live.
That's why more people insure their cars with State Farm than anyone else. Because we care about you the way you care about your car.
Hey, Tim. Thanks for being the designated driver.
You mind giving my uncle a ride home, too?
No problem.
Great.
How you doing?
Why, thank you for asking. I'm doing fine. The people in that bar sure were friendly. And boy, that popcorn was good, too. Not a single kernel went unpopped. Let me ask y'all a question. Have y'all ever had popcorn with cheese on it? Delicious. Hey, let's do this again real soon. I'm free next Friday.
Well, that's the last of it.
The original rugged Nissan Pathfinder, and introducing the new full-size Pathfinder Armada. Two Pathfinders, countless adventures.
In 2 days, go for the kill. Ebert and Roper give Kill Bill 2 thumbs way up.
No kidding.
Absolute dynamite. It will blow you away. Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill, rated R.
Well, they're still pretty loose down in that Marlin dugout. I mean, let's not lose sight of the fact that they've come here to Wrigley and split the first 2, but they're having a little fun with Tejera after that pitch. Comes back in the dugout.
That was your first pitch in a league championship series ended up, well, at least it didn't end up in the seats. It ended up in the dugout.
That's good stuff. A lot of changes for the Cubs on defense here in the top of the 9th inning. Tommy Goodwin in right. Ramon Martinez stays in the game to play short. Eric Caro stays in there to play first. And they're going to allow Beers to face the right-handed batting Mordecai. And I would imagine we would see Guthrie then come on to face Pierre.
There might be some people in the stands and in the opposing dugout that would say, well, what are we making a pitching change for now? It's that late. You're killing them.
Short center, Lofton there, 1 away.
I'll tell you, one of the guys is now, here comes Dusty Baker to come out and get Dave Beers. One of the guys that made me respect this move was Clint Hurdle, doing a local game with the Arizona Diamondbacks. It was a game similar to this, not in the playoffs, and they made a move, and I kind of made the comment about the fact that, well, aren't the Rockies out of the playoffs? Why are we doing this now? And Clint Hurdle came to me afterwards and said, you know, we have the greatest jobs in the world. Let's just continue to do them. No.
This is what modern medicine was supposed to be about, attending to patients.
not to endless forms and phone calls. Now, a single company is providing information and services that simplify healthcare for more than 250,000 doctors and 75 million patients. WebMD. With WebMD, insurance coverage can be determined instantly. Charts can be accessed anywhere. Results reported, prescriptions written electronically, and claims settled with 1,100 health plans. And with WebMD, physicians can continue their medical education, even attend conferences from home, and patients can monitor their own progress as never before. At a time when the healthcare system can come between doctors and patients, WebMD is helping them to reconnect, and in the process, helping to redefine modern medicine. WebMD, modern medicine.
You were under Salazar for 6 months. I know what they did to you.
I didn't lose a year of my life to arrest some drug dealer. Are we clear?
Concerned about you, Jack. Things you did to get me here will never be the same.
On October 28th.
Someone close to Salazar is demanding his release. If we don't comply, he's threatening to initiate an outbreak of a very deadly virus.
This kid's walking around with a bag of cocaine that's got the virus in it. We need to find him and stop him from putting it into circulation.
Chase, we got a runner! The first wave of attack will be terror.
The damage to this country would be catastrophic.
The last line of defense will be him.
Just do it now!
Kiefer Sutherland, 24. The season premiere, Tuesday, October 28th on Fox. Presented without commercial interruption by the next Ford F-150.
The League Championship Series on Fox brought to you by Nissan and your Nissan dealer, by Bristol-Myers Squibb Company, Hope, Triumph, and the Miracle of Medicine. By Expedia.com. Don't just travel, travel right. And by Subway. Good, so you don't always have to be Subway.
Yeah, I'm living with that one right there. I want to go have a Subway right now.
You know that story you were telling?
Yeah, I was telling it right into the break. You guys all heard the end of it. No one else did. It's all right, though. Wasn't that good?
Mark Guthrie, as outliers suspected, will come on and try to get the final 2 outs of the game. And he takes care of Pierre. Steve, please do finish that story, because I know it was something that definitely made a mark on you as this season went on.
He just said, you know, I made a move because I needed to get a guy in there pitching. I knew I was out of the game, but I have a job to do. You have a job to do. We have the best jobs in the world. Why not? Let's just do them. And he was absolutely right.
Now Lenny Harris, who began the year with the Cubs, Major League Baseball's all-time pinch hit leader, a native of Miami, and the Cubs turned him loose, and Florida immediately picked him up. And that is a fair ball diving play by Caro, speed to Guthrie, and he will be able to high-five his teammates after getting the final 2 outs, and the Cubs win their first League Championship Series game since 1989.
How about how nonchalantly Carroll's just flipped it, and then Guthrie just barehanded the stuff. Harris very jokingly looks at Carroll and said, come on, you can't let that thing go by for me.
Mark Pryor, his second outstanding effort in the postseason. Went 7+ innings tonight, allowed 2 earned runs, struck out 5, allowed 8 base hits. And this National League Championship Series is even at 1 game apiece. Kerry Wood and Mark Redmond will lock up in what might be on paper the best pitching matchup of this series. Redmond has had a fabulous year, and you know all about Kerry Wood. Let's send it downstairs and join Josh Lewin.
All right, with one of the 2 Alex Gonzalez in this series, the Alex Gonzalez that has hit 4 home runs in his last 3 games. Is it fair to say you're in a groove, Alex?
I've been seeing the ball pretty good, and it started in Atlanta, and carried over here against Florida.
You get to go home now. You're from Miami. Pretty special for you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I got a lot of people there that are ready for the games, and to play in the postseason at home is a special treat.
You figure that ball Sammy hit is still traveling?
He hit that a mile, and he can do it every once in a while.
Congratulations, Alex. All right. Cubs win. Let's go back upstairs.
All right, Josh Lewin, a pleasure having you with us. Mark Pryor and Kerry Wood. This dynamic duo 1-2 punch in the first call for Pryor. He gets a win.
Well, I think Al made an excellent point when he was talking about the fact that when Pryor had to bear down, when he got in a little bit of trouble, he made the pitches he had to. The 2 runs he gave up, solo shots. You kind of pumping them in there. Guys hit him out of the park, but when he got in a little trouble, guys on base, he was nails.
Off day tomorrow in this series, and then game 3 in front of close to 70,000 fans in South Florida. And we'll have it for you right here on Fox. For Steve Lyons, Al Leiter, Josh Lewin, and our entire crew, Tom Brenneman saying good night from Chicago. We look forward to getting together again on